Did you know the shortest war in history was between Britain and Zanzibar on August 27, 1896, and it lasted only 38 minutes?
Did you know there is a town in Alaska called Chicken?
Hello there. My name is Shima, and I'm here to tell you all kinds of interesting facts about life.
I'm Danger Dolan, and I'm here to blow your minds with weird facts.
Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible.
We've discovered that there's a creature with an alarming 25,000 teeth, but it's not as scary as it sounds, because they belong to the common snail. They use a specialized feeding structure called a radula, which is covered in tiny, sharp, microscopic teeth-like structures known as denticles, which they use for scraping and rasping food. So no, they're not coming after you with their many teeth, or if they do, it'll be very slow.
The world's oldest known customer complaint was written on a clay tablet over 3,800 years ago in ancient Mesopotamia. The tablet, found in the ancient city of Ur, contains a complaint regarding the quality of copper ingots received by a merchant back in ancient times.
In Japan, there's a spa that lets you bathe in wine, coffee, or ramen broth.
The shortest complete sentence in the English language is, I am.
The world's oldest known pants were found in China and are over 3,000 years old.
The Great Wall of China is not visible from space with the naked eye, contrary to popular belief, and it's barely visible from low Earth orbit. However, in certain lighting conditions and with specialized equipment, some parts of the wall might be faintly visible from space.
The longest recorded flight of a chicken is 13 seconds.
Honeybees communicate with each other by performing a dance called the waggle to indicate the location of food sources. This intricate movement involves a bee vigorously waggling its abdomen while walking in a figure-8 pattern on the vertical comb. The angle and duration of the waggle dance communicate both the direction and distance of the food source relative to the position of the sun. Other worker bees decode this dance and use the information to navigate to the specified location.
The electric eel can discharge enough electricity to stun a horse.
A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. It takes about 243 Earth days for Venus to rotate on its axis and about 225 Earth days to orbit the Sun. The unique rotational characteristics of Venus set it apart from the other planets in our solar system. While most planets rotate counterclockwise, Venus spins very slowly clockwise on its axis, resulting in a day taking longer than a year.
There's a species of jellyfish that can revert to its earlier life stage when injured or stressed, which means it will live forever.
The tongue is the only muscle in the human body that is attached at one end and free at the other. This is the only reason your tongue is able to help you speak, taste, and swallow.
Cows have best friends and can become stressed when separated from them.
The sixth taste is called umami, which is a savory or meaty taste. It was officially recognized as a taste sensation in the early 20th century. Japanese chemist Kikunae Ikeda first identified umami as a distinct taste associated with the savory, rich, and meaty flavors found in foods, like soy sauce, cheese, and certain meats.
The longest time between two twins being born is 87 days.
The first recorded selfie was taken in 1839 by Robert Cornelius. As photography was in its nascent stages, Cornelius, an American chemist and photography enthusiast, set up his camera to capture this self-portrait outside his family store in Philadelphia.
In 1962, the Air Force conducted a top-secret experiment called Operation Acoustic Kitty. They implanted a microphone, antenna, and batteries into a live cat, intending to spy on conversations in the Soviet Union. Unfortunately, the experiment failed because cats really aren't great spies, and it just didn't really do what they wanted it to do.
Octopuses have 3 hearts. 2 pump blood to the gills, and 1 pumps it to the rest of their body. This is also the same cardiovascular system shared by other cephalopods, like squids and cuttlefish. Having 3 hearts is an efficient distribution of oxygen that helps sustain their active lifestyle and exceptional cognitive abilities.
In 1386, a pig was executed by a public hanging in France for the murder of a child.
Bananas are berries, but strawberries are not. Bananas, typically thought of as fruits, are scientifically classified as berries due to their fleshy and seed-containing nature derived from a single ovary. On the other hand, strawberries, often considered berries, are not true berries, but rather aggregate fruits. The red fleshy part of the strawberry we consume is the swollen receptacle, while the tiny seeds on the surface are the true fruits.
The fingerprints of a koala are so similar to humans that they've been confused at crime scenes.
The Earth's largest desert is not the Sahara Desert, but the Antarctic Desert. It covers an area of approximately 5.5 million square miles. Contrary to common perception, deserts are not solely defined by their sandy terrain and scorching temperatures. The true criterion for desert classification is aridity, which refers to a lack of precipitation, which is why the frigid Antarctic Desert is considered the largest in the world.
Astronauts can't whistle in space because there's no need for the sound to travel.
The strongest muscle in the human body is the masseter muscle, which is responsible for chewing. The muscle is capable of exerting up to 200 pounds per square inch of pressure to bite down on food and materials.
The word gorilla is derived from a Greek word meaning a tribe of hairy women.
The longest word in the English language without a vowel is rhythms. Despite its seemingly consonant-heavy construction, the word maintains its rhythm with a sequence of consonants that contribute to its unique phonological makeup.
The electric chair was invented by a dentist.
The dot over the lowercase letter I and J is called a tittle. Despite its small size, the tittle plays a critical role in distinguishing between different letters. In certain typefaces, variations in the tittle's design can contribute to the overall aesthetic and style of a font.
The first recorded use of OMG was in a letter to Winston Churchill in 1917.
The Eiffel Tower can grow up to 6 inches taller during the summer due to the expansion of the iron structure caused by the heat.
The national animal of Scotland is the unicorn.
The Hawaiian alphabet has only 12 letters: A, E, I, O, U, H, K, L, M, N, P, and W. Through the deliberate selection of these letters, which include vowels, consonants, and glottal stops, the Hawaiian language achieves a harmonious balance between phonetics and meaning.
The inventor of the frisbee was turned into a frisbee after he died when his ashes were molded into a limited edition series of frisbees.
The world's oldest known living organism is a seagrass meadow of the species Posidonia oceanica, found in the Mediterranean Sea. It covers an area of about 2,000 square miles and is estimated to be around 200,000 years old.
There is a town in Norway called Hell.
The pound key on your keyboard is called an octothorpe. This arcane appellation, a fusion of octo denoting 8 and thorpe implying endpoints, alludes to the symbol's unique 8-pointed shape.
In ancient Egypt, servants were smeared with honey to attract flies away from the pharaoh.
The longest street in the world is Yonge Street in Toronto, Canada. It stretches over 1,178 miles. What began as a humble trail used by Indigenous peoples has transformed into a bustling thoroughfare that traverses diverse neighbourhoods, landmarks and stories, intersecting with the evolution of Toronto itself.
The first alarm clock was a water clock that would sound a whistle after a set amount of water had dripped through it.
The Great Barrier Reef in Australia is the largest living structure on Earth and can be seen from outer space. The reef also contains some of the oldest living organisms on the planet, with coral colonies that are thousands of years old. The corals can synchronize their spawning, releasing eggs into the water at the same time, usually a few nights after a full moon in November.
Astronauts can't burp in space because there's no gravity to separate gas from liquid in their stomachs.
The inventor of the modern-day diesel engine, Rudolf Diesel, disappeared mysteriously during a ship voyage in 1913 and was never seen again. This was after his daring experiment to showcase the efficiency of his engine at the Paris Exposition, where he consumed a spoonful of fuel to demonstrate its safety.
The word nerd was first coined by Dr. Seuss in his book If I Ran the Zoo in 1950.
The human brain can recognize and remember about 50,000 different scents. It can also remember them with incredible accuracy. Studies have shown that people can recall smells with 65% accuracy after a year, compared to just 50% of visuals after only 3 months.
There is a cafe in Japan where you can pay to cuddle with hedgehogs.
There is a tree called the fragrant olive or osmanthus, which smells different to different people. Some describe it as smelling like apricots, while others think it smells like peaches or jasmine. The flowers from this tree are used to infuse a unique and subtle floral flavor into traditional Chinese mooncakes made during the Mid-Autumn Festival. What is the world's oldest known living organism? A. The giant sequoia tree. B. The blue whale. C. Posidonia oceanica seagrass meadow. D. Galapagos tortoise. What was the first recorded use of OMG? A. In a Shakespearean play. B. In a letter to Winston Churchill. C. In a modern text message. D. In a 19th century novel. That's all for now. Keep studying and I'll see you all in the next video.